Hey all, Solomon AD here. Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to share with you today something simple, but it is the best tips I could possibly give on the simplest divination method there is. That is using a pendulum. Now, pendulum work, I feel like, I get the feeling that like pendulum work is really uh, neglected a lot as a viable form of divination and the occult today. I can't really think of a more accessible form. And then also, like when you're doing spirit work, evocations and invocations, um, sometimes it can be quite distracting working with something like a tarot deck or an oracle deck. Maybe you don't have the kind of facility to use like dark water, or you don't have a scrying mirror, and those are more complicated. Whereas basically a simpler divination method allows for greater depth of divination because simple is flexible. That's why the sword and shield, very simple weapons, have been used throughout the ages. But something about divination, something about pendulum work is that when you're open to it and you're not like you're a more ritualistic setting, meditative setting, um, any kind of like heightened spiritual mindset, is that you're more sensitive to the divination taking place. You're more sensitive to spirits taking place. So you may actually, when asking questions, get something that is more than a yes or no answer. You may get a vision. You may get mental impressions. Things in the room may change. I actually did a ritual last night that I posted a photo of where it had nothing to do with a pendulum, but it was we were me and Elizabeth were conjuring a spirit in the woods, and it's a very powerful spirit. But this doesn't happen to me very often. But we had offered the right offering. We brought several offerings, but we offered the right offering, and literally the temperature like went up, and we were outside, and it was cold, and we were by a lake. So that should that was just it's really cool. That doesn't happen to me as often as like like paranormal investigators will say about the temperature changing in the room, where I'll get more visionary experiences typically. But I digress. That's more me. But let me say that you can have similar effects just doing pendulum work. You may be able to have visions and actually have explanations to your questions that are beyond a yes or a no. However, I want to offer you a tip here. This is how I divinate, and part of it is setting your mind state. I learned this technique from a hypnotist in the state of Maryland, and it's basically setting your pendulum. Setting your pendulum, saying, like if I was going to talk to a spirit, right? So I would say the spirit's name that I have conjured or want to talk to, and say, this is my yes, going straight, and this is my no. That's the first tip. So there's actually another tip. So I've set my mind state. I've set my mind to spirit connection with whoever I'm trying to talk to. And then let's say I'm not going to actually ask this question, but like if I said, I ask a question, whatever you're actually trying to inquire. Don't ask if it's going to rain tomorrow just to test it. I mean, I guess you could, but it's like really ask a true intentioned question. And what I have found to be consistent, and I believe this is the way that pendulums work for me, is that if the pendulum is going straight back and forth, that is a strong yes. That is a yes, yes. If it's going clockwise to the right, if it's going clockwise, that is a yes. but not like a yes with an exclamation point. And if it's going side to side, that is a no, no, like no with an exclamation point. And if it's going counterclockwise, it's a no. It's not a super strong no, but it's a no. And just those kind of 4 quadrants of the divination may be able to suggest, like, how can you change the outcome of a said situation via your occult practices and your ritualistic protocols to better, like, manifest what you want to manifest. It'll help you navigate how to best go about things instead of just kind of pressing your will, pressing it into an uphill battle that will basically result in nothing. So those are my tips. In all, this is my yes, this is my no. I say Spirit's name. This is my yes, this is my no. And if you're working with the subconscious, you could say, subconscious, this is my yes, this is my no. And then once it starts to answer and you hold it back and forth, strong yes. Clockwise, yes, but maybe not a super strong yes. Side to side, no, very strong no. Counterclockwise, no, more like a soft no. Again, this is how I've done it. I've had consistent results every time I kind of read this way. And when I program, when I really start to set the pendulum. Whereas before, when I didn't formally set the pendulum like that, it's just a quick adjustment. Results were much more consistent. So mentally set your pendulum, mind-spirit connection, with actually going through the motion, tilting the pendulum that way. And then the directions, like I said, what they correspond to. And during these pendulum sessions, you may actually get visions, especially if you're doing with spirits around, in an actual evocation, invocation. Be open. You don't always need an advanced divination method to have some sort of visions to combine with divination. Pendulum is probably, depending on the pantheon I'm working on, it's probably the number 1 way that I do that with and have seen spectacular, consistent results. When you see consistent results, that's spectacular results, because that's only, like, consistency is like, this is the one thing that, materialism wants to rag on things like spirituality and occult is inconsistency. Well, this is one of the more consistent methods that you can get. So, please like, share, subscribe. Sign up for the Patreon. My spiritual services link will be in the description below. Consultation, divination, ritual work. And I will see you guys in the next video.